artificial material that bends towards light could improve the performance of solar panels. Scientists have developed a material that behaves similarly to plants and follows light, much like a sunflower, aligning itself with the apparent movement of the sun across the sky to absorb as much light as possible. SunBOT, as the scientists have dubbed the technology, could significantly improve the performance of solar panels. A team of scientists from the University of California, Los Angeles, and Arizona State University have developed a material that mimics plants and their tendency to tilt toward incident light. This behavior, called phototropism, means plants grow toward the light. It primarily occurs in plants, but phototropism can also be observed in other organisms, such as some fungi. Sunflowers are perhaps the most famous example of phototropism. Scientists have developed a similar technology. They call it SunBOT, sunflower-like biomimetic omnidirectional tracker. They created a polymer material that leans toward a light source without any other influence. In an article published in the journal Nature Nanotechnology, a group of scientists describes the developed material and its effectiveness in tests. SunBOT is the first artificial material capable of phototropism. The material's cylinder-like stems can maneuver to capture about 90% of available sunlight, even when the sun hits from different angles. Shameen He of the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, and her team say the technology could one day be used to optimize solar panels, desalinate water, or propel robots. Early attempts were made to create a synthetic material that would mimic the behavior of sunflowers in chasing sunlight. But nothing even approaching SunBOT's capabilities have been created. This material is capable of self-regulation, positioning itself optimally to absorb as much sunlight as possible and then, by making small adjustments, tracking the sun's apparent movement across the sky. Synthetic stems that tilt toward a light source provide a moving platform that could dramatically improve the efficiency of a range of solar technologies. In their work, the researchers looked at gels and polymers that respond predictably to light or heat. Several different materials were identified as candidates worthy of further investigation, including a hydrogel containing gold nanoparticles, a tangle of photosensitive polymers, and a type of liquid crystal elastomer embedded with a light-absorbing dye. SunBOT's ability to follow light comes from the properties of these materials. The artificial sunflower stem is composed of polymers approximately 1 mm in diameter. It is embedded with a light-responsive nanomaterial. The nanomaterial absorbs light and converts it into heat, and the polymer contracts in response to the increased temperature. When the researchers shone a beam of light onto one of the artificial stems during tests, the illuminated side heated up and shrank. This caused the top of the artificial stem to tilt toward the light. In turn, the shaded underside of the stem cooled, locking the SunBOT in a position best oriented to absorb light. This process repeated itself as the beam angle changed. Tests with other materials, such as carbon black nanoparticles and liquid crystal polymers, have shown that the components can be mixed and matched to perform in different environments and for different applications. For example, SunBOT hydrogels work well in water. SunBOTs can be arranged in rows to cover the entire designated area, creating a mini forest of artificial sunflowers. The developed material has the potential to solve one of the biggest challenges in solar energy. Because the angle of sunlight changes as the sun moves overhead, conventional materials cannot keep up. Materials that stay in one position, like solar cells on a solar panel, capture about 24% of the available solar energy. By following the sun's rays, SunBOT can collect significantly more of the sun's energy. The researchers say SunBOT collects 4 times more energy from incident light at acute angles than a flat, static surface. Our work has potential applications in improved solar energy harvesting devices, adaptive signal receivers, smart windows, autonomous robotics, solar sails for spacecraft, self-regulating optical devices, and smart energy generation, for example, from solar cells and biofuels. It can also be used to detect and track energy emissions using telescopes, radars, and hydrophones, the authors wrote in the publication. Even if only a handful of the predictions presented end up in real-world applications, it will be a major achievement. Scientists have found a way to extract energy from air. Researchers at the University of Massachusetts Amherst have demonstrated a device that can continuously generate electricity from moisture in the air. Furthermore, almost any material can be transformed into a similar device by filling it with nanopores, less than 100 nanometers in diameter. While this solution isn't yet ready for practical use, its creators claim it surpasses some of the limitations of other energy-generating methods. Humanity's demand for electricity grows year after year. Where else can we get it? It turns out that while some potential sources are difficult to spot, this energy is literally at our fingertips. Researchers from the University of Massachusetts Amherst have proven this. They have developed a device that can extract energy by using air humidity. The description and results of the research were published in the journal Advanced Materials. The device developed by American researchers requires air, or perhaps not just air itself, but rather its appropriate humidity. To illustrate this, we need only consider a cloud. As we know, it's a huge cluster of water droplets. And each of these droplets carries an electrical charge. When conditions are right, these charges can cause lightning to form within the cloud. However, for now, extracting electricity directly from lightning is beyond our capabilities. Therefore, it would be necessary to try to harness this energy before lightning strikes. And that's precisely the idea behind this group of scientists. So far, they've managed to create a small cloud in the laboratory that can produce energy in a controlled and predictable manner. But how is such a thing even possible? What is the mechanism of operation of such a power generator? According to the creators of this method, it's relatively simple. All we need is a porous material in which the pores, or rather nanopores, would be a mere 100 nanometers in diameter. This seems like one of those tasks that's easier said than done, although not impossible. At least, in terms of conceivable dimensions, it's about 1,000th the thickness of a human hair. Why 100 nanometers? This is due to a parameter known as the mean free path, which is the distance a single molecule of a given substance, in this case, water in air, travels before colliding with another single molecule of the same substance. When water molecules are suspended in air, their mean free path is approximately 100 nanometers. How does it work? A thin layer of nanoporous material can be made of, for example, cellulose or graphene oxide. Airborne water molecules easily penetrate the nanopores. They then gradually descend from the top to the bottom, but along the way, they travel along the pore walls. This means that the top of the porous material layer would be bombarded with significantly more charge-carrying water molecules than the bottom, creating a charge imbalance, similar to that in a cloud, as we observe something similar in the generation of lightning. This is how a generator was created that can operate as long as there is moisture in the air. The energy produced this way could be used to power a small device, or stored in batteries. However, we shouldn't expect to be sitting comfortably in a park on a day with high humidity, and simply pulling out a panel to, for example, charge a smartphone. Currently, the work is still in its early stages. For example, using a layer of cellulose material, they managed to generate a voltage of only 260 millivolts, while a cell phone requires at least 5 volts. However, such layers can be stacked, increasing their capabilities. The most important thing, however, is that the observed effect exists and opens up a wealth of possibilities. Moisture is almost always present in the air, so such a generator could operate 24/7, rain or shine, day or night, regardless of whether the wind is blowing. This solves one of the main problems of wind and solar energy technologies, which only work under specific conditions.